Hey everybody, it's Rosalie. It's time for me to check out Money Ties by Ren. He dropped a brand new track. I know you guys are all over that already. I'm going to be reacting to it from my ride. I'm always talking to you guys about how we're on these rides around the world to listen to music, explore all kinds of things through the lens of psychology and philosophy. And this time I'm taking you on a literal ride. Don't worry, not recording this while I'm driving. I'm parked safe and sound, but I'm going to check this out with you. It's called Money Ties. Are you ready? What did you think of it? Let's check it out.
Godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the path and pierced themselves with the many pangs of greed.
Money makes the world go round. Money makes a pure man lawless, proud. Money makes a man's verb consummate the noun. Cause an action to a thing is inspired by the pound or the dollar. False prophet, preach profit and we follow. When the scholar teach dishonor, that's a bitter pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but judiciary are whores, what a shock. When we lose sight of live and let live, forget your soul is made much richer by the love that you give. If you're living just to make a living, that's all that is. And when you're lying, slowly dying, well, you die with a grin. Now digging up the root of evil, money too like a blade. You can slice across the jugular or carve and create. But when the money ain't the means, but the means is the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let me tell you a little story about a boy named Ren. Born March 1990 in the Celtic Welsh ends. We didn't have much, but mum and dad, they made enough to put hot meals on the table, fill our bellies full of love. A little sister fell into the picture. Oh my God, we loved her, made our family richer. Then we both got older, world a little colder. Life, it had a way of chipping away at that shoulder. I held her and I told her, hierarchy, status exists. Sometimes the purity of youth gets snatched, leaving you stripped. You'll learn that love is not enough, it's not a world for a kid. So toughen up and buckle up, because it's bumpy as shit. And there'll be those who take advantage of the light in your soul. And there'll be times you feel the cup you're filling leaking with holes. And that dark can get much darker, we all must grow old. But listen up, my little sister, hold these words to your close. Keep that kind heart kind, humankind are in need. Never ever let this world make you bitter like me. Because this world needs love, and love it leaks from you, see. Sis, this world needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I see your wings have feather more than ever. Mine were torn by my oppressor. Sickness scorn me, but whatever. By your side we fly together. Give me flight when I could never. A releasing of the pressure, and the pressure makes a diamond. I will shine with you forever. Fuck greed, fuck depression, fuck bullies, fuck the jealous. Fuck every man who made you feel less than a treasure. And fuck a world that makes us feel small. Fuck the forces that divide us. Now's the time to stand tall, because money makes the world go round. Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Money gets a man mug punched in his mouth. Money run the gang thug, drug money plow. Money makes open case close. Money bend law, make war, make ghosts. Money gives a poor man hope. Money saves lives, takes lives, money both. Money is, money isn't, money's just that. Money's just a concept, people are trying. Tax up the poor man, feed up the fire. Money's just cash. Take money, take money, take money, take. Fake money, fake money, fake money, fake. Money ties, money ties, money ties, ayy. Money lies, money lies, money lies, ayy.
Ren knows how to get to our soul, doesn't he? I love the feel of this one compared to Money Games, and I'm only comparing the two because they both have money in the title. Money Games was much more aggressive and intense, challenging us to think, calling out corruption, and something we're all prone to fall into if not careful. Here with Money Ties, I feel like the musical composition and the feel was lighter, not any less serious though. Lighter in the sense of the musical notes that were used, the beat. It felt like he was taking us back into some of that old school hip hop, and I loved that. I love the runs in the chorus. I feel like that was catchy. He kept coming back to that hook. And of course, there's ways for me to, I would, analyze that a little bit and say, okay, maybe there's a link between having that ever reoccurring hook and run that he kept integrating. To me, that kind of fits with this idea of how money keeps us tied, right, in a loop, in a cycle. Not that that's why he did it, but there's just ways that, my mind likes to find parallels and connections. I liked how the song had different aspects. The first one, to me, more so focusing on what money can do. And I love how it started with Proverbs and with scriptures. And this is not just, specific to Christian scriptures, even though there's specific verses that talk about the love of money is the root of all evil, or it's better to what is the point of gaining the whole world if you lose your soul, or as this little girl was quoting, or this young woman was quoting, godliness with contentment is great gain, right? The idea of being content and righteous is better gain, right, than losing your soul, because riches will fall you into temptations. And those kinds of scriptures, that kind of topic is not just specific to Christian scriptures. Of course, we know that that's a topic that has been dealt with for as long as we know in various religions, in various philosophical debates, this constant question of what do we give value to, and how does it become, or why does it become such a slave master in our lives. And obviously that's not just the dollar bill, that's not just money, it's whatever we give value to, right? Money is something that ties us so strongly because it's what we use to pay our bills, to survive. We're taught from early on that you can't do anything with money. Money doesn't grow on trees, right? Nothing is for free. And so we're taught from early on money is it. But as you get older, you realize, well, money, aka whatever currency they have in your country, is just that. It's a currency. There was a time when it was gold, and there was a time when it was shells. Whatever people agree is valuable and is worthy for bartering, worthy for exchange, is the money, is the value. And it ties us. And so I like to look at this beyond even just looking at actual cash or money. I like to look at it as whatever we give value to can tie us down. It can become the idol. It can become something that was meant as a tool that now we are being a tool for, behaving like a tool for. We are now enslaved to that, right? That can be money, as in this case. It can be power, if we value power, if we value beauty, if we value living and we're terrified of dying and our life coming to an end. We're doing whatever it takes. We're tied to whatever we give value to, tied to whatever we're chasing. And here, that focus on money, again, that first aspect talking about the corruption, how it's good to be content, how there is gain in loving. It's better to give than to receive, right? Nods to those type of idioms and phrases and wisdom scriptures. And then in the second part, I feel like the switch went to talking about the corruption, and even still, however, reminding us that it is a tool, right? Money is both. It can give life, it can take life. It is both. And I feel that the way that he worded this takes away the power of it a bit, in a good way. It reminds us, hey, money just is. It is, right? It takes and it lies, and it is what it is. It is both. It's not a song that's now demonizing any forms of money, because we all know we need it. And even if it was, like I said, if it wasn't money, but it was gold, or it was, I give you a chicken and you give me a goat, it's whatever we give value. That's not a bad thing. Exchanging things is not a bad thing. When we look at sociological concepts, when we look at politics, obviously there's no easy answer. Someone that wants to say, hey, let's just share it all, well, that won't really work, because we're human beings and we're evil and we tend to want to have power. And now you have certain people in power who decide how everything's going to be shared, and then you have those who don't really feel like they need to work as much, and you have those who work really hard, but everybody gets the same. Of course, even politically and socially, these type of topics are as old as time, right? How does that work? Should we lean towards capitalism? Do we lean towards socialism? Is it supposed to be a mix of both? Welfare is important. Help the widow and the orphan. Even religious texts teach that. But when is too much too much? At what point are we condoning people being lazy and living off the backs of others? Because there are those who don't care about that, who don't mind it, right? We live in a world where not everybody really wants what's best for the other or for the world. And so you have a difficult conversation. But I like that what he is doing here is not creating a song that says all of money is evil, right? Because even this verse says it's not money that is evil, it's the love of money. It's when it consumes us. And that's what he sheds light on in that second part, where he talks about chasing it and falling into all kinds of temptations. And in the third part, he gets more personal. And now he's talking about himself and his life and his little sister coming along. And I like how he brought in his family ties as he's talking about money. It's almost like this contrast to me of the evil of money and the benefits it can bring, of what money and objects and consumerism can do with the person, as well as what a love for family can do, right? So it's this beautiful picture being painted of this is what money does, this is the ties we have with money, this is what love does, and family and relationship and the ties we have there and how they impact us. And then even contrasting himself to his sister, how the oppressor oppressed him. Is this a reference to his illness and his diagnosis and mental distress? But he speaks of his sister so beautifully. And ironically, in other videos, sometimes I've come at this as a therapist, sometimes I come at it as as a just a singer songwriter, and sometimes it's been the big sister. And this one I almost felt like the little sister, like he wasn't just addressing his little sister but all of us, and reminding us, hey, F all of these people, F people that made you feel small. Like, if something's gonna make me cry, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, just a reminder of, hey, screw the people that wanted to make you feel like less than. Cut those ties. You're better than that. You have bright, beautiful wings. Don't let that light be dulled. And I can relate to that. There was a time I was very gullible and I feel like my light was really bright. And then I got older and I got hurt and bitterness crept in, and I became more capitalistic. And in my case, maybe that was necessary at times to not be taken advantage of, and to learn that my time is worth something, and that my dreams are worth something. Maybe there was a need for people like me and some people to say, hey, it's not all a bad thing to want to achieve something and to know your worth and to fight for greater things. But I think, just like with everything in life, it's a pendulum. It's important not to swing to the other extreme now, where it all becomes about money or success or growth or winning and succeeding and figuring out who you are and getting it. Sometimes you got to get back on that pendulum to the side that says, hey, what do you have if you don't have nothing if you don't have love, right? Those ties to family, those ties to who we are and our sense of self, those are the ties we have to nurture. And relationship and love for our fellow man. There's much more joy in taking care of someone and giving to those in need and taking care of this planet and those around us who are hurting, and not turning a blind eye. And there's that need for that reminder. And as I said in my video, my reaction to Aurora and to Jacob Collier, my thought was, no song will address every single topic, right? And we sometimes tend to, at least people in the comment section tend to sometimes say, well, what about this? But we also have to consider this. And that is valid, right? We always feel like we have to either play the devil's advocate or counterbalance others and be the opposite of that pendulum. But no song will cover every topic. No song will be able to address every single aspect of a difficult conversation. And this is what that is. Money is a very difficult topic. So more so, I feel like this song is compared to Money Games, are more lighthearted, but a sombering exhortation, not an encouragement per se, but an exhortation to pay attention to the ties we have to money, ultimately to anything that can enslave us, to anything that we deem valuable, and to assess, what is my ties to the people that I love, to my family? What is my tie to money? What is my relationship to it? Not only in regards to what we think of it, and how we attract it or how we use it, but what it means to us. And I think that's a important question to raise. That's an important conversation to have, to ask, what is my tie to money? Is it a tool? Am I using it for good? Is it a blessing? Is it a curse? Am I content? Am I content right now? Do I know that I have everything that I need? And am I using what I could do with money for the right reasons, right? What's my relationship to it? I think that's what this song is awakening in me. What does it mean to you? What do you think about it? Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you on the next ride.